The finals just had its first update of Season 5, and we have a few major things with the new patch, also a brand new LTM, and some other map updates. Additionally, we have some things with the community that do include some updates with the official finals Discord, as well as some stuff from the subreddit, and some last minute mentionables from my community as well. We got a ton to talk about. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Okay, so first up, as always, let's just jump into the actual patch notes. As always, we do have our opening statement from Oscar, where he does mention, of course, that this is the first update of Season 5, and that they are introducing the new Snowball Blitz, which will last for 2 weeks, and that it's a 5v5 TDM style fight for victory, and the first team to reach 30k does win. But with the LTM, there also is an additional patch, or at least some bug fixes and balances, where he does mention most notably that they removed the Lockbolt's ability to latch onto objects. At least for now. It seems like they're wanting to rework that mechanic in some way somehow. If we jump over onto the patch notes side of things, where under the balance changes they do mention this. They disabled that Lockbolt ability to attach onto objects there, such as Cashbox and the Cash Out Station. There was a dev note here with that where they said they love how creative you've already gotten with it, but they do feel that some of the use cases discovered are a little too impactful when it does come to game mode pacing and defending objectives. As a result, they've temporarily disabled the Lockbolt's ability to latch onto objects, or at least objectives in this case, and they're going to spend some time to make sure that they behave more appropriately when attached. However, they want to turn this functionality back on later in the season, and that is their plan at least. I'll have to wait and see what they do with that. It did seem like the Lockbolt is a little bit underwhelming for some people, and this kind of was the highlight thing with it. So it is a bit unfortunate, but it's understandable that it did seem a little bit too powerful, at least in some edge cases. Hope they can find some sort of middle ground there, as in a lot of people were really excited for it when they saw that trailer footage, but in most use cases it just seemed like a little bit underwhelming. At least that's the reception I'm gathering so far, from comments via the subreddit as well as my YouTube videos, and even discussion on Discord. A lot of people point out that it is a little bit underwhelming, aside from what it could do there. Next up here, there was a massive specialization nerf. Cloaking device went from 133 seconds from fully stationary all the way down to 27 seconds. The guesstimate there was that it was around 2 minutes, and that's insane because it was actually a little bit longer than 2 minutes. I understand why it was nerfed quite a bit here, although 27 seconds does feel kind of quick comparative to where it was before, at least when you compare the two there. But it's understandable as 133 seconds was quite long, and did kind of add to camping. There was a ton of content and bug fixes here. I'm going to go over them very quickly, as a lot of these are just monotonous fixes that we've seen before. One major one here was that DD had some lines fixed that were not correctly displayed or correctly used. Jukebox had an issue that would not always continue to the new track if the current track ended. That was happening when a map was being loaded. Massive one here was that sometimes contestants' head would occasionally become invisible. More than likely that happened with Cloaking Device specifically. Now there's a major category here, which is the club section. They fixed a lot of issues here where the member list would be unsorted. There was also an issue that allowed players to send or join a club party request while matchmaking and waiting private lobby. This one here definitely applied to my club for a little while, where they did add the functionality that makes club request invites list scrollable, and they also added club tags in the leaderboards. Now if you didn't know, I currently do have a club. It already has 42 of 50 right now. If you do want to try to join it, at least if you want to request, it is called Utopia Dystopia. Right now the tag is UTPIA, although I am willing to take suggestions there on what to change it to. I am going to try to keep it under 50 because there was a bug currently that I'll go over in a second here. Yeah, if you do want to join, that is the club name. If we jump over with that issue with the clubs, Oscar does point out here that the club feature did have some issues that went horribly wrong. All clubs that were 50 out of 50 members were essentially gone. That meant, unfortunately, you had to recreate your club if it is now missing. They did implement steps to prevent that from happening again. Of course, they tried to offer a better solution there, but unfortunately, if your club did reach 50 of 50, you had to remake it. I'm still going to keep mine around 48, 49. Also, just to always leave one open space is nice there. That way I don't have to remove anybody. But just to be sure nothing like this ever happens again. Also, there's some bugs with clubs that I've recognized and noticed. I do have some people in the join request section. I currently cannot accept them. I do believe that they've already joined another club, but they stay there, so I'd have to just exit out of them, but it won't let me accept them at all. Also, another issue that I've noticed, you can only have one manager and one scout. Now that's much different than what they told me, as they said you could have 2 scouts and 2 managers. They also did mention that you could potentially join multiple clubs. Obviously that is not the case right now. Not sure if I ever thought that was going to be a feature anyways. But yeah, both those things there are definitely different than what we got. I'm wondering about the manager system there, why there's only one for each. as I did want to set all my moderators to manager. As of right now, I can only do one, and I can only do one in scout. Does make that a bit rough there, but I hope they do fix that eventually, as I would like to promote and move around some people there. Yeah, not sure why they changed that or if there was some miscommunication there, but it does seem like the clubs need some work. There was a bunch of other fixes here, nothing too substantial, except for the gifting section here. They added gifting for bundles and single items inside bundles. I noticed that some bundles are not showing up as giftable within the outfit customization screen. I'm looking into a fix with that. That was something that I pointed out with the first update and the initial Season 5 preview. Also with the Season 5 launch. Did seem a bit weird there, but I'm glad they're fixing that. Moving on though, we do have our community mentionables. So first up here, we have a brand new section, or at least a brand new utilization of a section over on the Funnels Discord, whereas CM Jackdaw does mention here that there is now a new fresh social channel. That's going to be where all the tournaments, the streams, and events go, and this channel will utilize the social updates role ping, as they have used the game announcements in the server announcements chat before. When doing live streams, there's been some ones with Dixie, as well as even Black Swan, but now it does seem like they're utilizing that, and their first mention here was of course a stream with Dixie. That was for the new Snowblitz LTM, so some pretty cool updates there. Speaking of Snowblitz and the update there, we did also get a store update, which did actually include double the bundles this time, and double the length on their video for it. So first up here we had the Festive Fortification set, with some cool Christmas lights attached to it. We also had the Ginger Snapper set, some new dual blade skins that are really nice. The Winter's Flare set, which did include some stuff from the preview that I played, the Frost Fracture set. And then last up here we had the Frosted Arsenal set, which does include a really cool Invis Bomb, with some awesome unique animations. Embark is always so good with their cosmetics. Jumping over here to some community mentionables. First up though, we did have one here which was on the official art page for the finals. Seems like Rob is finally posting some there, so might be some more utilization with those art pieces. Glad we're getting some more official art though, and some more key art. Jumping over to our actual community stuff. First up here, another unique one tailored to the voices that they have for the finals. Apparently the announcers have been mentioning usernames of last season's best players, which is absolutely incredible and a really cool use case for their dynamic tool set that they have for the voices. Just kind of really cool there. I'm glad it really does play into the game show stuff, and even real life fans or real life players of the series. We also have two more mentionables over here on the subreddit. First up, someone points out here that they could make the music player a little bit better. I do think it's already in great shape, but I do understand why some people want the skip or play or pause feature. Seems like they want it akin more to a Spotify background. Still a decent concept here by Verto Bolka over on the subreddit, but overall I think it's just good that they did add a jukebox. And I still think it's good how they did it overall, but of course there's always room for improvement with anything really. Another last minute mentionable here is there's a post that I very much agree with. They say, Embark, I don't care if Power Shift Path is perfect, but please add the Vegas map, the map from last season and the current season, which I agree. I really wish they would just add some new maps to Power Shift. I get it might take away development time from other maps, but I really would hope that they do bring some of the new maps to Power Shift. I believe that playlist could use some love. Again, a bit of bias there from me since I play it so much, but it's not super competitive at the moment and it's not in ranked, so I wouldn't mind if they added it and it wasn't at least up to snuff with competitiveness. But we definitely could use some new maps over in the Power Shift game mode, as it has been quite a while since that playlist has received some love. Hopefully either next season or sometime this season would be quite nice. As always with my videos, we do have that last minute mentionable, which is from my Discord server over on the Star Models page. We have this one here, which is one of the most high rated ones we've ever received, and that was done by Blades, where he does an incredible job recreating the Scout class from TF2. I see why it has so many likes now. Absolutely insane and a great job there. Next up here we have one from Inward, who shows off his Via Heavy using a bunch of Via tailored cosmetics, as well as some additional ones there, and I think it pairs very well for that. Overall though, that's about covered for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next one. Deuce.